Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Sporia Campaign. Last time, we initiated a major project of changing pretty much all of our provincial capitals, or at least reviewing every single province and potentially changing the provincial capital locations with the aim long-term of setting ourselves up for min-maxed infrastructure. We've set up Rugia as a kind of model province with like 1,000 gold worth of infrastructure in the queue now, and the new capital being at Campia. But we're going to be implementing this across the board. At this point, we have moved the capitals around Venetia, Vistula, and Bersentia. What remains is Scythia and Sarmatia. Now, these capital moves themselves, though a little time-consuming to do all at once, won't really have any impact on our economy right now, but this is, of course, all about the long-term planning. And, of course, the infrastructure where I'm adding it will have an impact, I think, pretty quick. Okay, so let's resume where we were with Sarmatia. Now, in terms of how I'm going to be handling the fortifications along the Scythian border. Now, the main question is, will the Scythians invade me again? Now, in the past, I've thought that they were not likely to invade me again, and I was proven wrong. I also had not really thought the Lysimachs would invade me, and of course they did. And the Scythians certainly would want to retake a lot of their core territory, which I took from them. And in terms of their strength, we obviously are much stronger than them by huge margins, but they could still make an attack. And I think having fortifications along this line for now is sensible, but that's a different question than having the fortifications be the capitals. I think that the fort locations I've picked previously all are fine. They all sort of accomplish the goals of holding the Scythians back along this line. I could even make a few small changes, but like, for example, over here in the Sarmatia area, I think all these fort locations are essentially pretty much in the best possible places to create a line between the river over here, and then this is all lined up. This then connects up. Admittedly, there's a gap here, but this connects up with this river. This is blocked, and then this blocks here, and it blocks here. So pretty much fully min-maxed efficient fort locations along the, I guess we'll call it now, the eastern part of the new Scythian wall. Of course, we don't need forts north of here. I could build a fort over here, and there's not a lot of like amazing territory over here. Admittedly, though, there is a forest, which this is bizarrely probably the best territory for the capital over here in Liska, because steppes are truly just atrocious for the capital. I'll have to make a few steppe capitals out of necessity, but this forest is surprisingly better, much better than the steppes alternatives. It's also on the major river, so I think I will go ahead and make Liska the capital while I'm looking at it. So there we go. And but as for whether there should be a fort over here, if I were to put a fort over here, it would probably be either in Liska, I think Kalmikovsky is solid as well, but I don't really think fortifying the Alanian border is critically important. I don't think they have a claim on me, to be completely... Hold on. Let's see. I don't think I'm in this list. And I don't think I have a claim on them either, so if we get claimed by Alania, we'll deal with it. But I don't think I need to fortify this area. Unless they give access to Scythia. They have no relation with Scythia right now, and we can keep an eye on that if something were to happen there. But either way, I think these fort locations are good. Over on this side of the river, let's review where things are. Now, I still can't do much in... Actually, no, that's not true. I am now above loyalty in Olbia and Sarmatia. So let's see what we want to do here. I'll choose the capital locations after I choose the fort locations, because the fort locations have to be made first, I think. Okay, so Yendi is actually... It's a good... I mean, it's a farm location, but this would be a very efficient fort location. Yeah, this would let me close into just sort of one fort here. There is perhaps an advantage to having multiple forts because it kind of divides the Scythians, but I think it's better to kind of consolidate in. So let's go ahead Kin actually may even be the capital location, frankly, but I'm not going to move the capital right now. I will get rid of that fort, and I think Yendi, for now, will be the fort location, once I have the money, which I don't currently. Over here, this should be a farm, and actually, this doesn't need to be a fort at all, because I took this stuff over here, so I no longer need this part of the Scythian wall, especially because I'm going to be moving the fort to Yendi, which covers both of the river crossings, because the fort in Oldon actually holds them from this river crossing from over here. So we have now reduced the Scythian wall even further to its absolute bare minimum. A Scythian wall of 4 forts is really pushing it, but that's what this campaign is all about, is pushing it. So we will build a fort in Yendi when we can. As for the Olbia province, I guess, well, hold on. Let me go back and do this in a organized order here. So I've already moved the capital to Liska. I think that is the correct location. Over here, now we're in steppe hell, so we just have to try to limit the damage as best we can. Okay, we do have a forest here. Now, we'd be not on the river, but even a dry forest is so much better than a wet steppe, which sounds a little weird to say it like that, but Volcha, I think, is the best spot here. Again, it's awkwardly right next to Orlik, but we're looking at each province only in terms of within the province, the strength of each of the possible options. I think I've explained my my rationale at this point quite sufficiently. Okay, down here we want to get a fort, or I mean a capital that's on the river. That's going to help ever so slightly, though not much. Let's see. It's a farm. Cite would work. This would work as well. This would work. That would be a farm. Okay. Are any of these on the river as well? They're not. Okay, so let's see here. Which one do I want to actually have be the fort? Doesn't really make a huge difference. I mean, leather, I think, is more valuable than hemp. Let's see. Hemp is 0.25. Leather is... Where's leather on the list? I never know where anything is on this list. 0.2. Okay, I was completely wrong about that. Leather is less valuable. I mean, I guess we'll do... This is in a slightly better spot in the province, I suppose. So we'll do Shazcha. It's hard to say. That's fine. Shazcha it is. Okay, over here. This is grim. I mean, Virni is probably the best spot because it's on a minor river and a major river. This is the best we're gonna get, so we'll leave it there. All right, that's fine. Over here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, this is just okay. Is Arn on the river as well? It actually is near the river. It might have to be at Arn, which is really awkward, but we're just... Hold on, are there some other riverside spots? No, Arn's the only one. And it's on the major river as well. I guess we'll put it at Arn. I have very limited options here for quality territories. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Bersentia Majoris. What do we have here? Okay, thankfully we got some forest up here. Okay, it'll have to be Inik, which is our only kind of okay option. And then over here, did I put it here myself? I don't know if I did. I think it was just here before. Either way, it probably will be in one of these territories. Okay, so either Thinsa or Gart. They're both not on the river, of course. This one can be a farm, but it's also on the river. Ooh, okay. Interesting predicament. Would I rather have the extra copy of a resource or a slightly better capital? I think I'd rather have the extra copy of a resource. At the end of the day, I'm not anticipating the tribal settlement of Gart to really amount to much. Hold on, are steppe horses and horses of different value? No, they're the same. Steppe horses should probably be more valuable, but oh well. I don't make the rules. I guess I could make the rules. I could mod it, but I'm not going to mod something like that without a really, really good reason. Would I rather have it be Gart or Thence? I think a Gart is fine. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just leave it there. Okay, I think that is the Sarmatia region fully addressed. Now we can turn over to Scythia. Here we go. Okay, so in Olbia, so it shouldn't be Niconia because this is a marsh. Olbia itself is considered to be on a major river, right? So it probably should stay Olbia, to be frank. So we'll just keep it in Olbia. That's fine. She will, yeah, we'll come down here next. Okay, so the fort at Olitis. Now, the question is, should I actually fortify down here? I'm not 100% sure if it's super necessary to have this area down here be fortified. Now, of course, the Lysimachets have attacked me before. And maybe what I should do is I should keep a fort over here, but perhaps, I think I will actually get rid of that fort, because I'm going to eventually invade Dacia, and then I'll extend fortifications along this river. So this can be part of my longer-term sort of Ister river line, sort of the opposite side of what the Romans had in real history. So Olitis is a good spot for this fort, although it's also a good capital spot. Oof. I could have the fort be at Nobio Duonos, which is a marsh, so that's more defensive. It's also over a major river, and it's on a minor river. It's kind of interesting. I mean, it accomplishes its goal really well at Olitis, but then there's the question of where should the capital be, because Olitis is also a good capital location, and if it's the capital, it sort of can't be the fort location too. Kind of weird. Okay, so let's work through our kind of approach here, step by step. So, what we probably want here is something. So let's first figure out what we're not going for. So, not Lepton. That's a farm. That's a mine. I say that is, I mean, it will eventually be here, the hunting camp. That's a farm. That's a farm. That's a lumber yard. That's a farm. Okay, so Akrinon is, let's see, so it's essentially the equivalent of non-forest with a minor river, as is Denogetia, but this will be lumber. This shouldn't be the capital. This, like, farm, it could be, are you on the minor river? You're not. You are coastal, though. So that's sort of the equivalent of minor river. I think overall, either we do a Krenon for the capital. Let's see, is Olitis on the minor river? It's not. So actually, the forests that are on the minor river and on the major river are technically better potential than Olitis. And I think Ikronon is actually the best spot. It doesn't seem like it when you first look, but because Agrana is going to remain a mine, and actually I should ensure it has more slaves to get an extra copy of base metals, I think Ikronon is the best spot for the actual capital. That's the math works out, right? I'm taking a scientific approach here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and move the capital to Ikronon. Again, thinking here, this is plains, so it's basically no bonus or malus, no river, no major river. This is forest, which is counteracted by major river, so that's plus 10%, minus 10%, but then it's also plus 5%. So I think, ultimately, we're going to move the capital to Ikronon. It's weird, but it technically works. Now, having the fort be at Olitis, let's see here. I think I actually do want to move the fort to Nobio Duonos. Because of the shape of this river, it doesn't really need to be further back. It can just be directly on the river crossing, which I think has a lot of strategic advantages for me in the long term. Ultimately, I don't need to have like a fort line on the river, like fort coverage-wise. I just need it to be covering all the crossing, sort of like what I've done, like over here. So we're going to actually get rid of this fort, and we're going to move it down here. But first, we're going to build the fort at Yendi. This is actually a higher priority fort construction, but we will probably get more money. Well, we will get more money later. We can rebuild the fort at Nobio Duonos. Okay. Moving along. Hold on. Yeah, this is fine, actually. In Zargadava, what are we doing here? Well, probably want to be adjacent to the major river. That's 10%. That's all. Okay, we got plain. Ooh, hold on. Polondava looks really promising. This is plains adjacent to major river and nearby river. That's minor river. This is probably the best we're going to get, although alternatively we do have farmlands. Oh no, that's farm. Oh yeah, this is leather. All right, Polandava is the winner. It's awkwardly right on the border, but that's fine. I'll expand the border at some point, so we'll be okay. All right, Polandava wins. I don't think there's any need to check anywhere else. This is the best spot for the capital. Okay, and then Muradava, let's see. Probably want to go for adjacent to major river. So Kleptodava or Murom. All right, I think Murom's the winner. I think I've even had Murom be the capital before. This is minor river, major river. Forest and major river cancel out. Minor river makes it equivalent to plains with minor river, but it's also got leather, and I don't actually have plains with minor river in the territory anyways, so let's move the capital there. All right. Moving along, now we need to do kind of these areas over here. I already did that one. Actually, I didn't do this one yet. Actually, did I? No, this is a farm location. It's on the major river, which is nice, but nope. Or no, it's not a major river. This counts as coastal, but it should be a farm. Ooh, do we have any? Okay, we have nothing. Oh, hold on, over here, we got the major river. Okay, Kone looks promising, as does Rakan. As does Atavria. This actually already has a slave estate, kind of bizarrely. I don't know. That must have been left over. I'm actually gonna... I need the money right now. I don't need that estate right there. Which one should it be? I think of these options... Adjacent to major river... Tenarke is such a cool spot, but ultimately... I think Rakan is a better spot. Like, Tenarke looks cooler, but I gotta think about the math here. We got the numbers available to us. We need to look at them. Okay, I think of the three, it looks really close to Miram, but it is over the river, so it's not technically next to it. Let's put it at Rakan for now. I think this is the best spot. It's also the sort of the most central. Maybe Kanaze is sort of central as well, but Ativria is a little too far south. Okay, moving along. Let's see. I think, did I say already that Keen is the best spot? I think it actually is the best spot as well. Let's see. Any minor rivers? No. Keen and Shushek are both pretty similar. I think Keen is a little better, so we'll leave the capital at Keen. Okay, over here, Gional is definitely not the spot. That should be a farm. Really anything along the river that... Okay, not Zet, or I mean Ze, not Verd, not Kiak. What are these names? Not Geset. Okay, it's actually got to be Agrat, just process of elimination. The rest of these can be settlement infrastructure. Okay, Hippania, probably similar thing. We need to be on the major river. Okay, so either Akare or Mongil, probably Mongil. Let's see what our other options are. Hikar. If this were plains, I'd consider doing it at Hikar, but I think Mangil is the best spot. All the plains are not on rivers. In terms of trade goods, what are we looking at? Yeah, let's put it here at Mangil. Okay. I almost forgot about this area up here. Okay, Transbersenthia. Let's see. On the major river is the way to go. Okay, I need to pull out the simple terrain map mode here. Ooh, okay, Zena's good, but it's already a mine. It's already a full mine as well. Let's see here. Oh boy. Matchyekit would work. This would also work too. That would also work. That would also work. I was getting rid of the hunting camp. Let's see. I guess I'll do Agronica. It's really awkwardly close to Agrat, but I'm making the technically best choices for the layouts of these actual territories. Yeah, I gotta think about it that way. It's weird, but it technically works. Okay, let's see. Did I already move this one? I must have moved this one. Did I? Hold on. Yukta. If I didn't, this is probably the right spot anyways. Is this all forest? Yeah. I'm not sure if I moved this here, but this is probably the spot I would have moved it to if I did move it. So I think that's that. I think the last one now is Transylvania. Oksha is okay. It's all forest. How's Geltz looking? Nope, that's a farm. That's a farm as well. Venet. Okay, Venet. Again, all these we got all these like twin cities that we're setting up everywhere. But Venet and Yukta technically are the best. Yeah. Can't argue with the truth. Unless there's nearby river somewhere that I'm not expecting it. Nope, that's nearby river. Alright, Venet it is. Okay, I think that is all of my nation updated. And I'm just going to try not to look at or think about the capital locations because it's very weird the way it's been laid out. But I think this is technically going to be the best way for us to do this. So let's actually, I think, proceed with the game now. And yeah, other plans I want to do once I am able to, I'm going to be getting rid of the Grove of Vilkos in Vistulia. Or what I should say actually is I'm going to hold it for now, but I'll get rid of it and move it later when I know where I want to move it to. But let's proceed for now. Also, let's continue to clean up our policies as we go. Matter of Dacia is underway. Good. This is fine, actually. Bersenthia. This is maybe okay to hold on. Bersenthia's got pretty good loyalty. This one here. AE will go down. Actually, it's not the AE, it's the Tyranny, which is going to also continue going down. Maybe let's go look at Vistulia. I think I'm just going to... I need Vistulia back in the fold. Vistulia is supposed to be part of my, like, really core, and it's been straying for almost a century. It's not even been almost a century. It's been 67 years so far. All right, matter of Dacia. The region of Dacia has remained a valuable source of trade and commerce for our nation for many long years. Many amongst the clan council insist that such a bountiful land would serve much better purpose if fully integrated under the Slavic banner. Of course, as with all manners of state, there are many in opposition, claiming that a healthy relationship with our neighbors is far more important than a wanton land grab. The leaders of each side have presented their arguments and asked for an arbitration as to which method would be more appropriate in our dealings with the various states in Dacia. Yeah, we're peaceful. Friendship and cooperation. Please don't ask anyone in this world about that. Take no opinion polls at all, I beg of you. Just take my word for it. Alright, we technically don't have any forts right now, which is a little alarming, but we will get the forts. I hope Scythia didn't hear me say that. Would they break a truce to attack me with no forts? Maybe they would. The Tragedy of Midas the Gilded. Did you ever hear the tale of King Midas the Gilded? It's not a story the poor would tell you. It's a Phrygian myth. King, I guess, Midas was a monarch so greedy and so obsessed with amassing wealth that he sought to have more gold than any other man. He had such a fixation on this precious metal that when picking his rewards for treating Silenus well, he asked for the power to transform all he touched into that glistening treasure. The worship of Dionysus is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. This is where the fun begins. He was granted his wish, and at first he reveled in his newfound ability, seeking to turn all his possessions into solid gold, which eventually, of course, he did. Unfortunately, upon embracing his daughter Marigold, she too turned to gold. Then, in horror, he prayed to Dionysus for a way to reverse the process. It's ironic. He could prevent himself from turning to gold, but not others. Is it possible to learn this power? Oh. Oh my, okay. Wow. Midas touched? I've never seen this event before in my life. Rasa has been blessed by the gods with the ability to procure profit from almost nothing. Exceptionally skilled at managing all things gold and coin, their blessing has very few drawbacks, unlike the curse in disguise of the poor king Midas. 5% national commerce income as the ruler is insane, and 10% province commerce for Venetia is it's really, really good. How much are we... Oh my gosh, okay. Okay. I've never ever seen that event before. That's a modded thing. I've never seen that before. Wow, okay. Let's continue cleaning this up. Yeah, the beatings will continue until morale improves, indeed. Even if they're already improving a little bit, they can improve faster with a little bit of corporal motivation. Let's also keep doing some of this. I said. Oh! I completely forgot. I tag switched. I'm no longer the Sporia tag. Ooh, okay. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I need to update my code to let me do the sacrifice while I'm the Slavia tag. Okay, fair enough. This might be a good moment to reconsider, should I keep this power? I mean, as it were, it's an unnatural power, some would consider unnatural, but I think it is still a fun way to make tyranny loss a bit more of an engaging mechanic. So I do want to actually re-implement it. I'll have to wait for between episodes to do that, though. That's too bad, but that's okay. I can just save manpower for now. Scholarship, I certainly have plenty of manpower room. Scholarship of the Divine, or I've seen this before. Ooh. If I didn't think I'd have her for too much longer, I'd have her eat the corruption, but I can't lose it from her very easily. In fact, I can't lose it at all because I'm playing as her, so I'll just take the slap on the wrist. Less PI, but that's okay. But I'll use the PI right away to continue forcing harsh treatment. Look, the money going down. But the loyalty has got to go up. Over here, let's see. Transrabonia might be able to switch off of this, but do I switch all the way to the other direction, bleed them dry? Yeah, that's fine. And I think Chesinia's close, but I think it's a little on the low side. Let me think about this. 0.21 and 0.17, so that's 0.28, 0.38. It'll be around 0. Okay, yeah, we're fine. We can get away with that. Just about. Oceoia is stable. This we cannot switch on to bleed them dry. This one, probably not yet. Not Turentia. I'll come back to it later. Actually, no, I just have more political influence. Let's see. Percent the, this is actually okay for now. Will be, percent the, hold on. Anywhere that's really, really bad. This one here I probably need to put onto harsh treatment. Sarmatia. Yeah, this has to stay steady. Do we have? We do have divine sacrifices. Okay, that's what I thought. When's it running out? 522. Okay. Let's go back over here. All right, the places that are the lowest down, let's turn it around, try to rebuild some. I can eventually start to transition Scythia to something that's not harsh treatment, but for now I need to keep it until I can do really comprehensive migrations around there. I need to continue to do this. Ultimately, most of the money will come from the commerce anyways. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that's fine for now. All right. Amber trade requests. That's what I like to see. Could use some more of those. Actually, I won't get more of those until... No, I will, because I already have one more copy. Sending out the opposition, benevolent image. Civic perk available, okay. Let's see. Pop growth everywhere could be pretty good. But I'd like to get to this while she's alive, so let's grab local forums. And then keep at it with the commerce focus. So I guess we do actually have... That seemed to be a commerce character focus event if I had to guess. So we do actually have focus events, which is something I've not seen before when I've played with Terra Indomita. So I'm pretty happy to see that, actually. That is a nice addition to the game. There's my other amber. See how much that was. This is not lowering too much, but I want to get it back up quick. Same thing over here. All right, this is so much that I can leave it for now. Same thing here. This is some of these I need to adjust. There's treatment, trade with Egypt for sure. Anything over 10, I'm gonna micromanage. Rome once my step horses aren't sure. If you ask politely, I'll send them to you. Not for free, you have to pay me, but I'll still send them to you if you ask politely. I'll put you, you'll be higher on my priority list if you ask me politely. Alright, how's my research going? Not very much, but I wasn't expecting too much. Could do with some more research events, that'd be pretty neat. Okay, we have ourselves the commercial ventures complete. Very nice. Okay, we can... Who can we reach now? Can we reach pretty much everybody? We still can't reach Southeast or East Asia, and I'd like to be able to reach Chin at least, but we can at least reach Amerigia, who borders Chin. So there's that. Okay, can I get double gemstones yet? I really want double gemstones. I want this one. I think we just have to wait for our... I guess I could improve opinion with someone to get it. Let's see. It's Numidians. Maybe I could bribe them for it. It's worth it if I could get double gemstones. Let's see. This was probably not the best way of doing this. Let me find gemstones. Actually, you know what? What am I doing? This is not the way to do it. Gemstone. There we go. Oh, they're over here? Okay. Sure. AE. It's making a big effect. Let's see. Can I send them a gift? I guess I'll send them a gift. Actually, yeah, improve relations is probably more, I mean, it is for sure more cost effective. But sending them a gift might be enough for now. Okay. And now let's see if they'll trade it to me. No, not quite. Let me wait for the tick, and then we'll revisit that. I will improve relations with them if it gets me my copy of Gemstone from them. Alright, we'll improve relation with them as well. When I'm allowed to, which is 26th of June. I am set on getting my gemstones. Oh, you know what? I should also not forget to, do, where was it? More business investments. I'm a little behind on that now because I didn't do it right away, but that's okay. I guess in the meantime, we'll get the gemstones from them when they agree to it. In the meantime, do I want double hemp? Not really. Double furs? Not really. Do I want double livestock? I think because I can get slave promotion up to tribesman through this, that could be good, but I don't really want to lose slaves wherever I do have them. Double wild game? What does that give me? Archer discipline? I think I may just want to grab... Let's grab one copy of dyes for now. Let's trade with the Ptolemaics. We'll look to get double dyes and double gold. I don't have that many nobles and citizens, but they have such an outsized effect on happiness. And it's valuable in the meantime. Okay. Let's see. So Oh yeah, we've now passed this. So these guys here, improve opinion, get to work. Meanwhile, let's see. Okay, in Elysia, we want to make sure. So now we need to start actually building up the infrastructure. So, do we actually have a bunch of tribesmen locally? We don't. We didn't set it up over here. Let's bring over everyone that we can, including the non-Sporics. Hold on. Baguntia, I can fix this right now, actually. So from Elysia, send the slave, and then into Elysia, send the... Wait, no, I moved it to the wrong spot. Oh, here it is. No, I did move it to the wrong spot. It's Baguntiana. Looked at the wrong one. Okay, from Baguntia. Okay. There we go. That'll have to do for now. Yeah, this tribal settlement's going to be a little bit limited in its effect. This one here is still recovering, can't do anything there. This has remained the same. Do we have much to work with around here? Maybe a little bit. All right, either way. Sofa, let's build. Let's see. Yeah, tribal settlement. And then bring in, let's see. This is, oh, hold on, wait. Oh. Something happened here. I need to move one more slave in. There we go, double lumber. Okay. And then into Sofa from Mantora. Let's move you. And where else? You. Do we have enough? We need 12. Good thing I checked. Promotion's not allowed. It just is not doing it for some reason. Now we're... Okay, bring one more over. We're basically going to try to scrounge together what we can around here. This is an area I've not really been able to do too much with, but these guys will at least provide extra strength once the tribal settlement's built. Okay, moving along. This slave can be relocated. Actually, we'll leave him there for now. He may promote. He won't promote, actually, because he's just a tribesman. Let's see. Yeah, let's work on Venetia first. Crononia Borealis. This is already a tribal settlement, and I think we have some local tribesmen I could potentially move in. Maybe not. Spoke too soon. Okay, never mind. You know, I probably have enough I could bring over. Let's bring them through Toll. So, into Toll. Let's send over any non-Sporic tribesmen. I've got a few I can bring over. That's handy. Alright, all these guys go through here, through Toll. Look at the interface trying to make me click Wayra Sporic. Not going to get me this time, interface. I know your tricks. Alright, all these guys head to Crononia. This way, since I'm not setting up a migration with them, I can at least put them in a territory where they're going to be more... they're going to have much better output. Alright. Bring them over. Nice. Okay. That's pretty good. Up here in Turintia, this place is pretty full up. Even have more. You know, I think I can actually... Yeah, this is already a farm. Let's get some extra sheep here. So from Turintia, bring over the slaves. From Ribonia, do we have extra slaves? 12. We don't have extra slaves. Move the tribesmen to Turintia. Ribonia Occidentalis. Okay. And then Carbonia. Carbonia Occidentalis for now. Eventually move more back. Okay. We 2 more. I'm sure I can find 2 more. Ah, I can. Perfect. Ah, haha. There we go, extra copy of sheep. And then all the extra tribesmen can come into Torrentia, if I have any extra tribesmen. Oh, I do, actually. Mainly to bring them out from... There we go. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, that is far better. After the tick, we'll see how things have updated. Okay, Viku. This already is a tribal settlement. We've done everything here. Ooh, yikes. Okay. Big change in... Is this a farm? Of course it is. Let's move them over. Oh, stop it. I gotta check this stuff. I lost a whole bunch of tribesmen. Oh, we'll basically switch them with Viku. Okay, so into here, we're gonna need 4 more slaves. Let's send them from Viku first. All right, and then Carbonia actually needs 1 tribesman from somewhere, or a slave. Just needs 1 pop from somewhere. Move the Spork guy over there, that's fine. Okay, and then Carbonia can actually give me their slave. That's another copy of sheep. All right, Viku from Daugava can send over, or can receive, I should say, all of the tribesmen. All right. And I'll send over all the other non-Spork tribesmen just to help homogenize the cultures around here a little bit. All right, that's pretty good. Oh yeah, manpower is going to go crazy after the next tick. And see, this is the fun part. The last episode and most of this episode was just all the setup, but now literally this is where the fun begins. Okay, over here, let's see. Do we have any local infrastructure to redistribute them to? Yeah, we do. Perfect. I just have a couple of random farms here and there. Right, so from Pagramancio, send over the slaves. And then any other, yeah, here we go, some other slaves I can send over. That's pretty much it. I'll come back to that. Into Pagramancio, let's throw in Salonia, though. This is Weira. It'll make it Iceland, but that's okay. Okay. So the Iceland... Or not, it'll make it, hold on, wait, who did I? Oh, wait, you know, that was the wrong direction. I shouldn't have an Iceland there. I was thinking Iceland was the religion, which is not true and has never been true. All right, we'll move a Spork over here, that's fine. So it'll be okay, I'll move 1 more Spork over. There we go. Spork Weira. All right, let's see here. That's probably the best I can get. Let's move to Jukios. All the local slaves, not from Monkey, which has enough. But I will move him. Orisia? Nope. Vistis. Vistis actually needs 12, so that needs to stay. Okay, Dobe. And over here, okay. Move through here. And then, where are they going? Over here somewhere. Here it is, okay. Paizuri. Okay, over here. Oh, this slave as well can be moved over to Orisia from Mamre. Then into Aristaba from Orisia. Almost there, just need 2 more. I think I've got 2 slaves up here somewhere. Well, I do literally have 2 slaves. Possibly more. Okay, Braslaw and Sirkivos, some of the non-sporks, come through the border. There we go, another copy of sheep, just like that. All right. And let's see. over here, let's make sure all of our territories are being productive. Yep. And that is more than, yes. Actually, these, yeah, this freeman is a little annoying. I will get freemen and citizens in slave estate locations, but that's okay. Some of these, oh yeah, you know what, the slaves in Bialystok, oh, I moved them, that's right, I did that last episode. But these guys can be a little bit redistributed. I don't need this many. Actually, no, I do need this many. Never mind, I stand corrected. Alright, let's see. This all looks good. Yeah, this all looks good. Okay, over here, this needs to be, oh, we're actually out of money. Let's give it the tick. So we're at 68.52 and 359 manpower. Let's see how things look after the tick. I think we're gonna see a bit of an improvement, especially in manpower. Granaries raided in Vestulia and Ferrioris. Okay. Just take me to this location, please. Oh, yeah, it's right there. Okay. I am just not smart. Ooh, yes. Okay. I should replace the stockpile myself. I'd like to get loyalty on this guy. I'm not having him pay for it, that's for sure. We can just cancel a building somewhere. Surely that can be arranged. Let me cancel this just so that we're not in bankruptcy. I'll rebuild it later. Okay. Oh yeah, definitely seeing some improvement even before the tribal settlements are built as well. Okay, now we basically just missed out on a month because of that, but we'll just keep going. We're also below 50 AE now, which is great. When my next slot completes, actually, you know, why don't I quickly, just very quickly cancel once, not the marble, actually, cancel the dyes. Will that guy trade me gemstones yet? Really? It's not increasing that much. I guess the negative is getting lower. Okay, well, I guess we'll keep trading for dyes in the meantime. You know, actually, let me trade for metal in the meantime. Precious metal. It's a little bit more valuable. It's insane. So expensive. Okay, let's see. I need to keep fixing this up. That's fine for now. Okay. Now, should I go to war in November when my claims are done? It's definitely an interesting idea. Let's look at my claims on Apulensis, Cotinia, and Roxolania. Roxolania, Apulensis, and Cotinia. That means claims on just Buridavencia. Okay. Interesting. I am not spotting too many forts around here. Okay, here we go. Buradava does have a fort. Fair enough. This looks pretty easy. Buridavencia is a little bit more substantial than some smaller neighbors I have, but definitely still pretty easy fight for me. Who do they call in? They call in Krabizia. Okay. These guys are a tribe, but these guys are a monarchy. They could have legions. Fair enough. What I want to get from the deal, though, let's see what the mission structure is. Okay, into Dacia looks pretty doable. Making gains is just from a migration. Okay. Control Apulensis. Okay. The thing is, I really should just take all of Buridavencia in one go. Let me wait for my AE to decline, and then I think I'll go for it. I don't have enough AE room to really pull off this deal. It'll probably be like a 50. Let's see here. This might... I think a full Bird of Encia annexation is possible. It's going to be really, really expensive. So I think what I need to do is stack some additional aggressive expansion impact reductions in advance. Like getting Defending Liberty prior to doing that deal will be important. And war score-wise, we may have some difficulty even with that. But I think I want to just kind of go for Bird of Encia in one fell swoop. That being said, I don't want anyone else to go for them before I get there. How close is Rome? Rome has a little bit of stuff in the Balkans, but they're not really focused on the Balkans. I don't know what they're doing, actually. They've so far kind of fumbled against Carthage. Carthage is doing really well in this game, despite some early difficulties. I think Rome also fell back from Iberia, so they're doing okay, but they're not doing amazing. Oh, they're fighting the Ptolemaics right now. What? Why on earth would you do that? Roman Ptolemaic to take Aetolia? Is this really a priority right now? Okay. I think you need to deal with this first. Integrate your puppets and clean this up. Jeez, alright. Okay, well, I don't think we're in serious danger of Rome swooping in, nor do I think the Lysimachids will do that. Lysimachids are busy fighting Armenia. Oh my god, wow. Okay, Armenia's getting smacked. Jeez, okay. Interesting. I think we just keep waiting. Okay, let's keep rebuilding our... Where was it being built? It was over here, right? Where did I cancel it? Oh yeah, this is still... Right. I must have been over here. I'll go ahead and get these built in all the capital locations. Or, that's all I can do for now. It's expensive to build these, but long term, the effect will be substantial. Clan Council speaks. Yep. I definitely have peaceful intent. I assure you, nothing to worry about. Breakthrough. Perfect. Alright, that's exactly what I needed. That is another invention, which is going straight to Defending Liberty. We're going to shed 10 AE right now and get 10% reduced AE impact. No matter our true cause, proclaiming that those weaker than ourselves are incapable of defending themselves and therefore in need of our benevolent guidance, we garner acclaim on the international stage. Okay, we are definitely doing everything we're doing for purely humanitarian purposes. No other reason at all. Okay, war score cost is over here. Ooh, yeah. But this is kind of interesting. We could actually... There's some argument for going for Merc Reliance if you're like a small nation with bad manpower, but this would be a catastrophic option to go for. I think we just ignore that. You're getting the war score cost reduction. So this is 10% right here in total, and then 2.50% impact over here as well. Let's see. Tributaries are an option for us. We can't have more complex subjects, I don't think, but we can get tributaries. Subject opinion of us, I don't think is ever going to be that big of a deal, so let's see. We could create like a tributary empire. Ooh, okay, we could release subjects from our own land to reduce AE by 5. Make them... Oh, we can get marches because of this tech. I think this tech allows us to get marches, even though we're a tribe. I'm pretty sure, at least. Interesting, okay. But what I do want, though, is to get over here, grab this stuff. Definitely. Ooh, proportional. There's some interesting stuff. I almost never look in this part of the tree. I spend the whole campaign over here getting the PI bonuses, but in this campaign, it's just not been a huge priority, to be honest. There is good stuff over here, though, now that I'm looking at it. Plus, we want to get to rural planning eventually. But I think for now, because we got Patricidium, I think it makes sense to focus on the stuff over here, the AE stuff and the war score stuff as best as possible. Alright, commercial ventures is done. Very nice. Wait for the, actually, I can get the next import now. Still not agreeing. Okay. Is this the lowest distance? I think it's just always the distance. I just can't reach people with gemstones. That's really unfortunate. I guess for now, I'll get double gold from Egypt. 8% citizen happiness nationwide. It's pretty good. I'll let this continue improving, but if I can never get gemstones from them, I may just be too far away, honestly. You know, it happens. These things happen, as they say. I'll spend the PI just to speed up the recovery. I'm gonna get these places switched back to something a bit more productive pronto. I like these forts to finish soon. I'm a little bit nervous about that, but Scythia still has a truce with me until 23, so we should be okay. Ooh, okay, I don't like how... Oh, yikes, okay, I don't love Maria reaching their their territory all the way out here. Yikes. Maria in Afghanistan? What could go wrong with that? Poor harvest. Okay. I am gonna just take the popularity hit. I'm not gaining that much corruption for something like that. No way. Let's build a few more tribal settlements. Minor addendum. Oh, great timing. I'll take that. Actually, let's see. Here we go. Actually, let me focus on my capital region first. Make sure all of this is updated. Tribal settlement here. And I think that's all of them in the capital. Hold on. There must be a better way of... after the tick, I can check that. Here we go. Aha! Okay. This is the way. Okay, so the light color means there's a building there, green means there's no building, and the thatch means that there's a tribal settlement there. And the green thatch is that it's a tribal settlement is being constructed there. Understood. Can't build it there, but I can build it over here. Alright, this is the way of doing it. Oh yeah. That's the way. Prominent centralization? I don't think so. Well... Oh yeah, yeah. Progress naturally is the one that I want. Skurgurtus will lose some loyalty, but I can't do too much to prevent that. He doesn't like any of these options. Actually, that's not true. He gets upset when we do this, but the other guy doesn't like this option. I don't want to mess with centralization. We'll keep things at negative 100. It's fine by me. This is finally moving up in a kind of... Ooh, Semnonian migration. Interesting. Moving up in a kind of steady clip. Mystics. Interesting. What is my CB on them, actually? Il Mondo Inferior. Okay. I mean, I could go to war in the north. That's a pretty... I mean, the thing is, that's like a pretty simple war. It's just expensive to do big peace deals, no matter what I do. I gotta wait. I kind of want to use my military while it's in such good shape, but I just gotta keep waiting. There's no rush. I can do this all when the time comes. Let's get to the end of the year and take stock. Also, let's build one more of these. Vola. There we go. We'll probably be going for Sirna once again. Crisis in Scythia. Oh, what is this? The recent death of the Scythian ruler has caused a great deal of political disturbance in the country. Eager to take advantage of the situation, numerous lackeys, pretenders, and legitimate claimants to the throne have risen up to bear arms against the newly crowned king Gunasampade I Baruka. As the nation of Scythia is of interest to us, it might be that we can exert certain influence over the more rowdy pretenders in the hopes of plunging their nation into further turmoil. Oh? Scythian succession crisis. You don't say. Okay. Now, whenever I get that notification, I can never figure out what it lets me do. Is this an intervening crisis? This doesn't seem like a very useful thing to do. Okay, we'll let it play out. As long as Scythia's distracted and not invading me, that's what I care about. Whatever is going on in there, they can deal with it. Next episode is going to start with a mass slaughter to the wolf god. A plea for asylum. So this is actually a sibling of this. Oh my god, it is. That's the sister of the king of Scythia has come to Slavia. Okay, let's read this. Shutalanda Baruka, wary and bedraggled, comes before our clan council, seeking protection from the schemes and plots of Scythia. Our advisors inform us that this woman is a sibling of the Scythian ruler and would have been imminently in line to the throne. Many opportunities present themselves for making a statement. So we could kill her. Scythia is furious, understandable. Or, ooh, she could be a valuable asset. I'm actually genuinely intrigued by what I could do using this displaced Scythian royal. If we can potentially get some sort of weird, like, special claim or some ability to take over Scythia through her, I mean, that's fine with me. I'll do it. I'm not going to crucify her. I don't think that's necessary. Let's see if she can be a valuable asset. I could attempt espionage with her, but I think she may have special... She may have, like, some special event that triggers or something happens. Yeah, they may seek... Oh, here it is. They may seek opportunities to regain the title. This is some, like, kind of Crusader King style stuff, which is driven by scripting. Well, we'll see what she does. Maybe she'll make us an offer to help us go to war with Scythia. I mean, if we can set it up where Scythia becomes our, like, client state or something crazy like that, I'd be super on board with that. Maybe if they can give me the rest of Sarmatia, they can then have their little ocean area over here. The Palace Mayortica, the Taraka region, basically. I just want the rest of Sarmatia, just so my borders are coherent. What is... I didn't realize. Why is Sakia shaped like this? Why can't it be along the river? What is this border? Why is the region shaped like this? Why can't you ever build... Oh my god, these regions, they need to be on the rivers. This is not okay. At least it's lining up with the country borders for what that's worth. Still, I do not approve. This is foul. Truly foul. Okay, the forts are done. Nice. Let's get one of these in Bow Store. Okay, the Scythian wall has been re-erected. And we have the first of our... Actually, we have all the stuff we built in Rugia finishing now. So after the tick, let's see how our economy and our manpower improves with all this new infrastructure in Rugia. It may not be that by that much, but it is all incremental. Let's see, 66.33. Oh, the fort maintenance. I completely forgot. I should have been looking at the tax thing here, because we just gave ourselves... So let's actually see, 66.33 minus 1.60 is So I think we got about 1 gold in income, roughly. Not 100% sure, but either way, still good. Yeah, I was thinking, how did it go that direction? But it's because of the fort maintenance. That's why. Okay, the Scythian wall has been recreated. Very good. Oh, Rasa falls ill and Gubja died at the same time. Did they eat the same rotten herring? Romantic date? Question mark? Researcher. She's got dysentery. Ooh, yikes. Okay. Do I seek treatment? I think I do. I'll stop doing influence stakeholders. I think 68, yeah, it's worth seeking treatment. See what you can pull off there. Researcher, let's find someone with the trait. Is there anyone? Alright, I guess this is the best we can do. Sure. As long as you bring me those events, that's what I care about. How are we doing on this? Alright, almost enough. We'd probably want to grab... Ooh, yeah, if we could get another set of Noble Conquest. Oh, wait, can we? Maybe this has been changed. It says this age ability has already been selected. Ooh, okay. This is different from whenever I interacted with the system in an older campaign. They've actually changed this to not let you reselect the option. Okay. Interesting. I don't really know what I'd go for then. When do we go into the Age of Migration, by the way? How does this work? I need to look into the... I'm sure I can check the documentation to figure this out. There's probably some post somewhere online that talks about that. I want to figure that out. It would be good to know. I'm actually not sure what my tag is. I'll have to check that when I recode it between episodes. But we'll also go ahead and close things out here with the beginning of 520 ABC. Let's go down to speed 2. Sneaking in some hemp trading at the very end of the year. Good call there. All right, 1st of January, 520. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Sirna once more. No need to second guess that. This is not a council year, all right? And yeah, that's going to be it for this episode of the Sporia campaign. Lots of change in our country, but we are moving towards a place of actually having kind of a sort of developed, internally organized core from which we can expand and continue our conquests of the Earth at this rate. We are really playing quite wide here, but that's going to be it for this episode of the Sporia campaign. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.